Put up your hand if you've ever judged your friends or relatives every time their maids left, thinking it had something to do with their behavior or how they treated the maids and not the maid's personality. You guys, I have had 3 house helpers in under 2 months, and I swear to God, it is not me. And I'm here to apologize to those I once told me a maid to me sabulunji every time their maids left. A friend told me recently that my problem is abakozi simanyi kubayisanga abakozi. That's why they leave. And I genuinely didn't know what to do with that kind of advice, because growing up in our home, maids were respected. At home, we were treated like family. Our association with them was always friendly. They ate with us, slept where we slept. We worked hand in hand with them. Their mistakes were viewed with understanding and always given time to rectify. There was actually more empathy and dialogue, less criticism. My mother never once ill-treated a maid. May Allah grant her Jannah. And on the contrary, during holidays, the kids worked harder than the maids. Anyway, the point of this video is to tell every struggling mother out there who's probably blaming themselves for their 5th, 6th, or 7th maid not coming back this January that if you've checked yourself and you're sure you didn't do them wrong in any way, please don't blame yourself for any of it, okay? Maids, just like any other human beings, have different personality types, right? And with this kind of knowledge, their living or staying has so little to do with whether you treat her like a queen or as a maid, like how other people put it. I am sure you've seen people treat their house helpers so poorly that it makes your stomach churn, but that maid will not leave. They will stay for even 5-6 years, right? A friend had her maid bring a child with her. She had a child in the village. She ate with her kids, she wore what her children wore, and this maid stole from my friend, and she was gone in 6 months. After treating her the way she did, after helping her bring in the child and everything, after doing everything she did for her, she was gone 6 months after robbing her. You've seen those who stay with little pay, right? Those who leave yet they are paid a lot. Maids have different personality. This is my opinion anyway. Maids have different personality types, and that explains why some maids will work and why some won't. Maids also have different ulterior motives, right? When they come into a home, and you can never know. My first question that I usually ask my helpers when they come is why they left there for my employer, and number 2, why they need the job. And you'll find this funny that many of them have told me, nze auntie, nze kasitankuna sente z'ekyalaani nga nzireyo mu kyalo, I want to start my own business. Another one will tell you, auntie, I want to go to Saudi. This was my second maid. So I just need money for my passport and visa and everything that I'm required to have. I'm like, okay. There's another one who told me that, auntie, nzibanga byogenda kumpa smartphone. So you see, with this kind of mindset, it will not matter how well you treat a maid or what you do for her. Whoever's a smartphone, once she gets it, it's over. Okay? And just like how we operate differently in a workplace, maids do that too with us, right? We have seen the overachiever, and this type of helper is just a little too good at her job, okay? She's done with housework by 10 a.m. Lunch is done by 1, right? We have the lazy ones. You've seen those. You can't hire this type of maid if you have 4 children. You have a 5-bedroom house. You can't. We've also seen the disrespectful ones who swear under their breath, talk back, they don't take their work seriously. You've seen the overly friendly ones who will befriend your husband or like the entire neighborhood. She'll befriend you. Again, different personality types. And sometimes you really have no control over certain things. In my opinion, a housekeeper must be the right personality match for you and your household. They can be the highest skilled person, but if the personality does not match, it will probably not work out. Lesson 101 I've learned with maids is you cannot control someone's loyalty, love, or behavior. Not only maids anyway, people in general. But you can learn to manage them by, number 1, being generous with the pay, right? And the salary to reflect the market rates. Number 2, you can make sure to pay them on time with no delays. Now, Professor Assalam told us that you need to pay the worker their wage before their sweat dries. But many of us here, our maids go months without pay. And then number 3, you can connect with the housekeeper on a personal level, okay? And ask about their family, social activities. It can be small talk, but it shows that you care. Number 3, you must treat them with respect. Just because they're housekeepers doesn't make them inferior. But how many of us here eat with our maids? Subhanallah, to know kutia Allah, you people. Imagine someone eats beef, okay? They told the maid to make cabbage. Some of you let them eat from outside because you cannot have them sit with you on the table because mukozi. But seriously, see, the Prophet ﷺ ordered good treatment and kindness to the maids, servants, and to accord them the same dignity, food, clothing, as those that they serve. Number 4, no one is perfect. Each one of you will get a maid that has areas where they will have concerns, right? Point out these issues with a simple approach. Speak to them in a way that you would speak to a family member. And lastly, these people are in trouble to you guys, okay? Stop treating them as such. No sanga maid at 10 p.m. She's still cooking. Ayosa into Tanaba Kudia, and she's still expected to be up by 5 p.m. I always check in with them, my mates, and I find out which chore is hardest for them and find ways to make it simpler for them. Because I imagine so what makes me think that they're going to be able to do all of that? They are also human, and just like me, I need to show a little empathy. So, as you can see, I am not advising you to treat maids like maids. Also, you can see I'm not an expert on the issue, but enough with the self-blame to the mothers and the wives. And also, do not ever let these lost ones change your heart. Yeah, I know the disappointment is real out here, but we are still hoping, because I speak from experience when I say good, hardworking maids still exist. Keep looking, and more importantly, pray about it. That is very serious, by the way. Obviously, I'm no expert on the matter, but I'm just sharing what has worked for me before. Assalamu Alaykum Warahmatullah Wabarakatuh.